Good morning. Welcome to Love Morning. I am Halcyon, and this is our daily practice of gratitude and intentions and connection. The Cliff Notes: practice gratitude, look for opportunities to be kind and patient, patience, compassionate. I guess that's kindness. We could talk about that. But before we start, I'd like to start with a little song. Welcome to this morning when we're here in a new place. Dun, 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 dun. It's a bedroom that is a pretty cool place. Do, 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 do. I meant to say space because place is another rhyme. Dun, 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 dun. When I'm singing every morning, it's not great all the time. Dun, 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 dun. When we share gratitude from our hearts, it's good. Do, 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 do. It nourishes our spirit just like our body needs food, and we're together, and that feels great. And if you're here early, I hope you stay late. Welcome to Love Morning. I'm Halcyon. Good morning. Great morning to you, Jason. Great morning. This chair is squeaking. I got to be careful with that. I am in my bedroom. I have moved things around. Preparing for the warm months when I need to use the AC and can't cool the living room, office space, and also trying to rearrange things in the house a little bit and maximize the experience for my partner and I. She moved into my space and we've been kind of adapting, and we had a beautiful growth experience where she sat me down and trusted me enough to share some of her feelings about things that would make her life more grounded. And one of those things was having a space where every time she wants to use the kitchen or the living room, that she's not also sharing that space with me in the office. Because the way it was set up is, I'm home almost all the time, which means anytime, and our living, where my office was connected to our living room, which is connected to the kitchen, and it just wasn't terrible. But she trusted me enough to say it would be nice if I could have more free reign in the house and not feel like I'm interrupting you all the time. And because I'm broadcasting at 9 and 6 and 9 and noon and 6, I get it. It kind of feels like you're always tiptoeing around a active recording studio. So we're going to try this. So my gratitude, or one of my big gratitudes, is for my partner's communication, my partner's courage, and my partner's ability to trust that our relationship is intended for our highest good and our growth. And so even if sharing things causes temporary distress, that you don't try to protect the other one from it. We're both trying to practice that. We're both people pleasers. And so, and the truth is that there was, some of the things she asked for, initially I was like, oh. And so, but I spent some time yesterday moving things around. I think this set looks pretty gorgeous. And you can see the magic of my pink room. Good morning, Gerbot. Yeah, yay, Lisa is right. Thank you, Gerbot. We are in an active state of evolution at all times. And yeah, I believe in us. What are you grateful for today? What am I grateful for? I'm grateful that I've got a planned Stay Sparked recording today, which we haven't done in a few weeks. And I have a planned Heart on the 80s recording on Saturday. And we haven't done a Heart on the 80s recording in months. And guess what movie we're going to do? Don't guess. I'll give you a hint. It stars a Austrian, and it has to do with Skynet. And it has a famous line, "I'll be back." Okay, it's Terminator. Uh, I think Shonda recommended it, and I was like, "Oh, that would be a great one to do now." And look at the way we looked at AI back then, and look at the way that we're talking about AI now. I think that'll be it'll be good to revisit Terminator, which I remember loving that movie. Anyone else want to share any gratitude today? I am. Let's see, it's Wednesday. I'm grateful again for the dinner with my parents on Monday night. Grateful for the bird songs I'm hearing right now. Grateful that despite the fact that I woke up with a lot of body aching, that it's all handleable and nothing causing terrible pain, and nothing that causes pain if I don't need it to. Like when I January, February, I had pain that was just all nonstop chronic. Whereas back aches, it's like I feel stiff, but like right now I'm sitting, I have no pain experience while I'm sitting. So that's a lot easier to tolerate. Good morning, Faith. Faith is grateful for summer vacation today. Hello to you in Florida. Awesome. Razorblade. Razorblade is grateful for my electric throw as it is freezing here tonight. For a minute, I was hoping that electric throw meant that you had a superhero power to throw lightning bolts. Electric throw. Whew. That's something that I might play with Asher. Gerbot says, I am grateful for Rick Doblin maps and their continued dogged determination to press forward with bringing tools to people who need them. 3 cheers for Rick Doblin. If you're not familiar with maps, which I can never remember what it stands for, but it's, they are pushing for legalization of psychedelics for therapeutic reasons, and they've made incredible progress. Through David Bronner, I have gotten more exposed to maps because he's a huge supporter. And I'm embarrassed to say, I went to David's wedding, and Rick Doblin was there, and I did not introduce myself. I was stuck in some social anxiety, and I drank a bunch, and I never went and introduced myself to him, although we were like right next to each other, and it was this kind of social thing where it would not have been awkward, but I'll put that in the could have done it better column. Mm. Thank you, Gerbot. MAPS is the Multidisciplinary Association for Psychedelic Studies. So if you are, really the landscape in our world right now, in terms of the dialogue about psychedelics, whether that is MDMA assisted therapy or psilocybin assisted therapy or ayahuasca ceremonies, it is so different than it was, 10 years ago, 5 years ago. And it feels like it's dramatically changing every year. Yeah, the maps, that's how they test and see if you're high or not. They're like, can you say this acronym? And if you can't say it, they're like, okay, you can't drive yet. Good morning, Juan. Hello to you in Portland. How's the weather in Portland? It's a glorious overcast right now, and the birds are chirping. I told you the story about the being able to translate what are birds saying. They're just saying, hallelujah, so good to be alive, hallelujah. I like to take that as my reminder anytime I hear a bird and to notice birds. There's a great app I think I've talked about called Merlin that will help you record, and it identifies birds based on their song, which is super cool. I know one thing that I was going to mention. previously, and I forgot to remember. I said I had this moment. Oh, okay. I got two things. One, the memes that I was channeling, but the other one is uh, I had a crazy dream last night, like all night. Sometimes I'll have dreams that would just kind of I'll wake up and I'll go back into the same dream or a related dream, and I'll wake up and I'll go back in the same dream. And when it's a shitty dream, it makes for a rough night. And so last night, I know it's never that interesting to hear other people's dreams. That being said, I dreamt that I accidentally killed a child. And it was it was really tough because we were this kid was really being really difficult, and I kind of like shook him in anger, and they broke their neck and died, something like that. I don't know exactly, but and I was like, "Oh, fuck." And I was with this one other person, and we decided that we were out in a canyon playing, and we decided that we were gonna not tell anyone and try to pretend that it wasn't us. I wonder if that was influenced by I was watching before bed, I was watching Tombstone. No, is that what it's called? Not Tombstone. It's about the Wild West, HBO show. Um, and and there's a scene I just watched where they pushed a guy off a cliff and then pretended that he fell. Um, okay, so then the rest of my night was about this neighborhood learning about this death, and then someone spreading the rumor that I was involved, and then I was trying to strategize about what I was gonna say and what I shouldn't say, and how I was gonna tell everyone, "Look, a lawyer told me not to say anything." Because at first I was like, me and my friend that were there, we gotta get our story straight when we talk to cops. And I'm like, "Wait, no, 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 no. Don't tell the cops anything." Like, if the best thing you can do if you wanna have a winnable case is don't say anything to police. And so I'm, like, trying to say nothing, but also not make the neighborhood suspect me. Like, "Wait, why are you saying I don't wanna talk about it until I talk to a lawyer?" Unless you know, so I'm, like, strategizing all this. It was so stressful, and I felt so guilty, and then, like, the last dream I had in the morning, um, my brother came into it, my brother and Brandon, and they just got their pictures taken for something. They were dressed in these cool suits, and I went to my brother and I was like, "Oh my god, I need to tell him that about what's happening about this, that I killed this person." I'm like, "No, no, no. I don't give him any information that then he has to lie about." So I okay, what can I tell him? I'm like, I can tell him that I'm a suspect. And then as I'm telling him, I go, "Wait." I'm like, "Jim, if this isn't a dream, I'm in a lot of trouble." And I'm like, "But it might be a dream." And then I woke up. Uh, yes, Scarebot says, "Never talk to the cops other than am I being detained and am I free to go?" And that is, it's such a good thing to remember, because I know that sometimes, like, even if I'm speeding, I will start to rehearse in my head what I would say if I got pulled over. I think a speeding ticket is a little bit different because sometimes you can talk your way out of it, but it's good to know that police are trained to make you feel safe enough to confess or to tell them things that make your case worse. You know, make you ask you, it's like, "Hey, you don't mind if I come and search your car, do you?" And you go, "No." Or like, "You don't have anything to hide. Like, you don't mind if I search your car." And it's so hard not to be like, "Of course not. Sure, yeah." And people do that all the time that have stuff in their car that incriminates them, and then they go to jail. If you've ever known someone who's a defense attorney, they will tell you story and story after story after that the police would have no case if they didn't get permission to do a search. Um, so that's a good remember or a good reminder. And you can even say, if you're asking my permission, would I would rather you not search my car. Because if they demand or if they say, like, then they can do what they want. And then you have to fight that later in court and say they did not have probable cause. Hmm. We got Christopher Bonk and Christopher Farrell here today. Christopher Bonk says, I'm grateful that the cicadas, too many consonants and vowels for my brain to remember. That the insect swarms are wreaking havoc across the area are so far pretty non-existent in my town. Other towns have them blanketing lawns and trees. Have you seen I saw this thing online of people who are taking carcasses of those creatures, like the exoskeletons, and making them into like monster sculptures. They're pretty rad. And Farrell says, I am super grateful for what Hug Nation brought into my life. I love that. Ooh, Gerbot reminding us that the police can lie to you as well. Yeah, that's a good thing to remember. Like, yeah, that's they're not your friend. Razorblade saying, you are lucky to have such vivid dreams. Yes and no, because I don't. Remembering a dream is pretty rare for me, and the majority of my dreams are stressful and anxiety, and I like try to speak and I can't speak, or I'm trying to run and I'm moving slow motion, or my mouth has got gum that's like disintegrating, and then I got like gums, everything sticking. Yeah, my dream life is way less peaceful than my waking life. Chris says that people are putting garden lights into the bug shells. Whoa. Wild. Anyone else want to share any gratitude? Oh, I missed the Gerbot saying that they're using AI to attempt to decode whale song. Amazing. Wouldn't that be great if they said like, so long, thanks for all the fish? What else am I grateful for? I'm grateful that I seem to have found a good hair dye system. It's fairly complicated. Like I bleach it, and then I have a bright magenta dye that I will. I should actually film myself doing this. So I've got an empty jar of pink dye and a jar of the really bright pink. That when I put it in, it's a little bit too dark magenta. So I take the empty jar and I fill it like a third of the way with conditioner. Pump, 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 pump. Then I take 2 fingers and I scoop out not that much of the really bright dye, and I stick it into the tube. It's quite profane. And and mix it up, and that pink is a more bright fuchsia, neon-y, lighter pink. It's not as, and so that's the pink that then I put on, and I don't just, or literally, I have not been coating my hair. I've just been kind of putting it like here and there, so it still has some lightness in there, some light and some dark, and I kind of like that. And then the other thing I've been doing is I almost never wash my hair when I go because and I've got all this conditioner in it because it was mixed in with the dye, and then I just rinse when I'm in the shower. I just rinse because if you put shampoo into this pink dye, it like washes out so easily. So I'm lucky that I seem to have a hair dye system that is working for me. Hello, Sarah. No need to be sorry. In fact, I encourage us all to practice using, instead of sorry, I'm late, or sorry, uh, I forgot this, say thanks for your patience. Thanks for your understanding. I'm thankful you're still here so I can join you for the second half of this. There's legit things to be sorry for, but my experience is most of the things I say sorry about would be better phrased with thank you for your patience. Oh, you made it, Sarah. I'm grateful to be back home for a few days to regroup and head to Boise to see John Baptiste tomorrow with friends. John Baptiste, why do I know that name? Is that a painter or a singer or something else? Uh, Sarah's also grateful for the beautiful songbirds and cute squirrel family in my private garden sanctuary that I feed and care for. Speaking of caring for birds, a buddy of mine on my Facebook friends list, he pinned a post today about the crow that has been his friend for a year that has since had a baby. And he has a crow that it's not caged, it just lives nearby. And he has all these pictures of him like on his shoulder. He's got video of him petting this crow that is just his friend. I'm like, that is so cool. I want a crow henchman, crow sidekick. Uh, Sarah says, no, sorry. It's a Catholic residue. I feel you. I was talking earlier about how Lisa and I are both people pleasers. And so we're trying to practice not, going too quickly to a sorry or to quieting or shutting down, and instead risking being a little bit more bold and trusting that, like when you say thank you for your patience, the person's like, of course. Like, I don't think anyone here was thinking, man, this is awkward. I hope Sarah says something. She just barged in here mid broadcast. He's a piano player, says Sarah. Thank you. I guess I did not know who that was. I think I was thinking of Basquiat. That's who I was thinking of, the painter. If you got gratitude, let it out. Let's hear it. Let's try this. Can everybody, if you think of it, what is something in your mundane daily life that if you think about it, you're like, oh my gosh, I am grateful for that. Joy says, I'm grateful for my first flower bud on the only thing I'm growing that I can't eat. Nice. Sarah pointed out that crows are very intelligent. It's true. And Sarah also started writing sorry and then deleted it. Good. I think it's a really good exercise. I find it really helpful to keep catching myself. And I try to do it here live. I think it's a helpful practice to do and to witness. Gerbot is grateful for a 5-minute commute to work. Nice. I'm grateful. I am grateful that my trash bins in the alley can stay out 7 days a week. That I don't have to go, is tomorrow trash day, and put the trash out. The trash and recycling just stays there in the alley. And it is I don't appreciate it enough that it just keeps getting emptied. I think they come twice a week, but I don't have to care because the trash bins and the recycling bins are always where they need to be. So grateful for that. Good morning, Angela. Angela is grateful for my fur baby, Aspen, and new exciting connections and opportunities. Love it. So fur baby Aspen, does that mean kitty or doggy or squirrel or goat or follicle blessed human. Gerbot is grateful that I don't have to be there until 10:30, and that allows me the time to be here regularly. Me too. In that case, I am grateful for your commute and your ability to join here and add to our gratitude stew that nourishes our spirits, and we can then dish out the extra throughout our day. It's a vegan stew, don't worry. It's and gluten-free. No sugar, but delicious, filled with gratitude. Good morning, Mark. Mark says, I am always grateful for access to the ocean. Even on an overcast day, I know lots of landlocked people worldwide don't regularly see waves. Good reminder. Yes. I had a brunch this weekend at a place that you may have seen me do like dance parties on the cliffs over the ocean. And we were there. And I lived there for like 8 years. And it was good to remember like what a blessing to have access to that place, that condo, and that it was a part of my life for so long. While we were there, we saw a little seal swim up onto the shore. And at first I was worried because seals is not a normal place for them. Usually, but luckily the seal swam away. Whew. We actually even had a great white attack nearby this last weekend. A dog. Thank you, Angela. Good morning, Swissgar. Grateful for farm life, my animals, and the peace and quiet living here affords me. That has been a topic in my conversations in my life and partnership as Lisa and I kind of navigate what our needs are in terms of a peaceful home. And she has never lived in this urban a location. Like the place I live in, University Heights, very desirable neighborhood, close to everything, but it's urban. Like we have no access to lawn or trees unless we go to the park. And we hear the flushing of the condo above us, and so we're trying to navigate how we change this situation at some point so that she can have some of what you are grateful for. Maybe not a farm, but at least some peace and quiet in nature. Angela's also grateful for the ocean. Good morning, Nika. I'm grateful for your YouTube comment and that loop of like you sharing, then people responding, and then you sharing how that process was beneficial to you. That was really beautiful. But this morning, Nika is feeling grateful for the movie The Peanut Butter Falcon. Truly moved me to tears. Honest movie about love, forgiveness, and gratitude. Highly recommended. That is a good one. That's Shia LaBeouf, right? And his differently abled co-star, I believe. That's a really good one. I am grateful for the movie. I've been rewatching Fury Road. I haven't seen the new Road Warrior movie, but I was rewatching Fury Road and really enjoying it. I really like Tom Hardy as an actor. I watched Peaky Blinders sometime last year and started to really appreciate Tom Hardy. So rewatching Fury Road after a renewed appreciation of Tom Hardy has been fun. I think when I first saw Fury Road, I watched it stoned too, because there was a lot that I was like, that was like really overtly spelled out if you are paying attention, things that I didn't quite get when I first watched it. Any other last gratitudes? We just passed half past. We just passed half past. So maybe we'll excuse ourselves and out into our day. I'm grateful for my new studio, the new background. I think so far so good. Jason is grateful for my roommate for the time and space to grow and adjust from old faults. Whew, ain't that a lifelong journey? Thanks, Jason. Well, I'm grateful for this practice and for the opportunity to continually be reminded of people like you, people with open hearts and kindness at the ready. Good morning, Black Dog Blues. He's got a TV series Taboo, Tom Hardy. I did not know that. I wonder where that's. I don't even never heard of that. Cool. Thank you, Black Dog, and good morning. Any last gratitudes? It's so hard to say goodbye and have to face this day. No, it's going to be a beautiful day. Pierre, good morning. Pierre is grateful for me and for his LSO course in 30 minutes, which stands for linoleum sweeping options. No, it's lizard skinning occult. No, it's landlocked sailing outing. Laser safety officer. That's way better, Pierre. Pew, pew, pew. Sarah is grateful for amazing musicians contributing to our live soundtracks. John did the music for the Pixar movie Soul, which is great. I saw that. Awesome. Well, thank you, everyone. Before we go, let's share a hug. So give ourselves a big squeeze, feeling my arms holding you, feel your arms holding me, connecting this place beyond the physical, knowing it doesn't matter where your feet are, it matters where your heart is. And we are connected in this moment, sharing gratitude, reminding each other to be open, loving, kind ambassadors of love as we go into this day. So take a deep breath in and squeeze each other. On behalf of Grandpa Caleb and all of you beautiful ambassadors of love, thank you for being here today. I love you. See you tomorrow. Or possibly at noon in gratitude, if you want to join us there and share your face as well as something you're grateful for. Thank you, Razorblade. Thanks, Gerbot. Thanks, Black Dog and Pierre and Sarah and Jason and Nika and Angela and Swizgar and Mark and Joyce and Chris. Love you guys. See you soon.